Hi everyone, welcome. This is the first episode of Unfiltered Insights, and today we're talking about how to deal with trauma. I'm Tony, and I'm joined here today with our first guest.
My name is Benedict, and I'm looking forward to an interactive session here this afternoon.
Yeah, so maybe let me just to start us off.
Yeah.
I don't know maybe if you've ever had a traumatic experience in your past. For let's say in layman's language inaitwangwa cringe moment. Like we're just thinking about it inakufanya una cringe in your seat, unaweza kuwa just anywhere, unafanya anything. Unafanya una cringe tu wewe mwenyewe.
Nimekuwa na hizo episode couple of times in my life. I've experienced them. Trauma. I think the one that really sticks on my mind is when I was still young, and I remember coming from school, and we were asked that for us to go with 200 shillings for an event. And by that time I was staying with my uncle. So I go and I tell my uncle, and he's like, you know what, I don't have money and all that. And then, interestingly, his daughter comes home, and then anamwambia, and I'm sure, you know, aje dad, shule tunaenda trip and we need 5k.
Hey. Okay.
Bro, sasa si mimi nimeambiwa ruabe hakuna, and then naona
5k inatoka from nowhere.
From nowhere. From nowhere.
How did that make you feel?
Hey, man.
Because you find that kama diwa leo una feel ka resentment, maybe hata ka uchungu yenye inapermeate right now, ni story ukiwa mtoto. Inamaanisha that event carried a significant weight in your life. So unaweza sema that was like your first example of a traumatic experience.
Yeah. And it was an ugly feeling that I wouldn't want anyone to feel that, because I felt like I was unwanted. You know, I felt like I'm not valued, and yet somebody is telling you that, you know what, I care for you, I love you. Words are good, but words are not as impactful as actions.
True.
Because actions, wakati imagine 200.
Yes.
And then 5,000, and then mini bado niko myang mazi, like hata basi angetafuta njia yenye anaweza cheza hii mambo hata mimi nisione na nisijue, but doing it before me mazi, for few weeks I was so demoralized, like
you feel like your environment si pale unataka kukua.
Yeah, it was crazy, right?
So maybe for me naweza sema I think trauma is something that unapatanga inaweza kuwa penny at any stage. Kuna zile trauma for me unapata like kuna zile trauma unapata like you happen when you were a teenager. Unapata like you are going through, let's say, something like maybe you're feeling down, then you come talking maybe say to your parents, and then you feel like maybe your parents they are not centered on what you're trying to say, wako focused on their own lives. So inakufanya hadi unakuwa deeper into that traumatic experience you wanna go through. So for just our viewers and our listeners, trauma can happen to you at any point in life. It doesn't have to mean that it'll happen if you're a child, if you're a teen. It can even hit you when you're an adult, even an old person. Because let's say, for example, wale watu wanakuanga war, for example, our army veterans, wanaenda jeshi, and they walikuja tu vizuri, they were very nice recruits, but then what they go and see uko in the battlefield, the horrific images zinafanya hadi wanaanza kudevelop mental illnesses. And you find that if people don't deal with trauma, those traumas now zinakuwa mental illnesses down the line. That's why unapata people are becoming bipolar, unasikia someone akona ADHD. And all of those, it's think ni something, if they had, let's say, a good support system when they were young, wangeweza kuzisolve, and maybe azingekuwa even a mental illness. So let me ask you, how did you cope with your traumatic experience yako as a child?
Honestly, I can't tell that nilikuwa na special way I dealt with trauma because back then ukicheki trauma, it was not a subject. Mental health was not a subject. Na ukishomse that uko na trauma ama sijui mental health, tulikuwa tunajuanga ni saa zile msako wazimu. Hiyo ndio tunajua msee huyu amefiatu, huyu ashaenda. Lakini wasee hawajui like deep down msee unatembea every day uko na maswali like you are there but you are not there.
True.
Like ushaikuwa present in a place, physically the body is there but the spirit, the mind, yourself, you're not there. So like at first for me it was so hard. Like is the more I kept on going, like nikakuja tu place nika accept my position kuwa lazima nielewe this is not my father. Na vile atafanya mtoto wake it's totally different na vile atanifanyia. Na you know the goodness sazio ukiwa bado mkidi, like there are so many activities. Unaona, so kuna ball, kuna bio, kuna hizo games, and I think me I was very good at public speaking na poem reciting. So I think putting my mind much in that ili help so much.
So unaweza sema like how you coped in that scenario, uku dwell sana on it, uka focus to your mind on something else.
And I think that's the goodness of being a kid, you know. But now umesema kitu important few minutes ago, that trauma ina affect kila msee. Sio tu watoto, sio tu mateens, sio tu youth, hata wazee, you know. Na hata ukiangalia sahi research yenye iko sahi, mateen na youth na wazee ndio wana experience a lot of traumas.
True.
Unaona, the ghost of the past are now coming to haunt them. Unaona, check it. And then ukiangalia now there are demons you are battling, and then kuna bado current demons. So unapata msee you are so much confused. And then unaona sahi ukiwa adult kudeal na trauma is so hard. Wajua watoi they are very lively. Mtoi saa atakasirika, atapitia something, ataenda atacheza, you know, but that's not the remedy.
But you know, it should be noted here that as much as trauma can affect all walks of life, it also affects every individual differently.
Yeah.
Like there's a person maybe venye hiyo incident ya 200 na 5k ingemtraumatize vibaya sana. Ingemfanya like huyu anko yangu stay muongelesha, nikitoka hapa nikifanyikiwa na delete namba yake akinikola hata sizichukua.
And that was my thinking too. Like nilikuwa na think one day nataka ni make it, ni wa show that mazee I can do it without you.
True.
Unaona, like kulikuwa na some hate in me, unaona, kulikuwa na some resentment in me that I wanted to get back to them of what they did. So unacheki, it's not something new, it's not something evil, or it's not something illegal for you to feel what you are feeling.
Yeah, true.
You know, the one thing is that you have to allow those feelings, just to internalize those feelings, feel them. You know, there are a lot of times you are like telling people, oh, if you feel these feelings, shut them down, let them go. You can't let them go. They are part and parcel of you. Na that's why unaona, especially mayutu wengi, unasikia tu banze, ulikuwa na Johnny, ulikuwa na Kevo, ulikuwa na Sharon, lakini kesho unasikia ame commit suicide. Ukijiuliza ni nini? Si nilikuwa na mse. Lakini tuko in a place hii world sahi mazee to speak of our pain, to speak of our insecurity is illegal.
Yeah, but now, okay, you find that Pia, I think you're just opening up from a person. Like, because if I'm opening up to you about my traumas, like now jialau kwanza mimi niko vulnerable.
Yeah.
Najeka vulnerable to what you're going to say next.
Yeah.
And that's when unapatanga most people where they'll show their first essence of vulnerability to someone, and then if that huo mtu wa kwanza atakuwa unresponsive ama anze kumwambia ndio kitu inakusumbua achana nayo, inafanya hiyo kitu yenye ana feel inakuwa diminished, but yeye anajua how badly it hurt them.
Wewe si mwanaume.
Exactly.
Wanaume wafanye hivyo. And
then unapata as una grow up utataka kuongelea na mtu yote about hiyo story, because utakuwa maybe inaweza sema mtu aseme ni the same thing venye mtu mwingine alisema, like si kitu kubwa anafaa kuhandle tu nayo, but inaweza kuwa inakusumbua for the longest time, hata wewe mwenyewe umeshindwa njia za kuhandle nayo, which now inafanya people wanaingia into coping mechanisms. Unapata kama unaingia drugs, unaingia maybe changing of behaviors, unapata unakuwa tu just someone different than yourself, and later on inakuja catch up na wewe venye umesema, because you can't outrun your past.
Like something nimekuja kurealize as I've grown with the years, we have to be, especially kwa wazazi, we have to be very careful of what we do with our kids, because ukiangalia cycle ya trauma, unapata msee alipitia kitu akiwa at a young age, ama aliona kitu at a young age akainyamazia tu, and then sasa amefika place that anaweza internalize everything. Now that thing comes like a flood, like a tornado, wanting justice sasa for itself. So unapata msee anakuwa crumbled down to the point that vile umesema kukuwa vulnerable inakuwa ngori. Sasa that's why unaona wasee wameturn social media to their safe space, ambapo kuna vitu mtu ana text either kwa wall yake nini, alafu anaika emoji anacheka. It's not being funny, that person is speaking something. That somebody anatafuta place ya kurelease. Alafu naona back then tukiangalia hapo hizo miaka za nyuma, hizo ma 2 something, 205, 206, 207, mpaka hapo 2010 I believe, or mpaka 2015 tuseme, if I'm not wrong, mambo ya therapist ikuwa that well known. Kama saa vile saa tuko na therapist, saa msee unajua like I can go talk to somebody. Because back then unaona tunaambiwa like if you are a man, this is how a man should behave. This is how a man should not cry. A man ufai kuwa unaongea vitu zingine unamezea.
Ufai kuwa unatake vitu zingine to heart.
Zinaingilia huku, zikitokea huku. But reality hii kitu imeniingia. Hii kitu nime-experience, hii kitu nime-witness, hii kitu imeni-hurt.
Because unapata like for every be it a man or a woman, venye umesema, I think childhood trauma ndio inakuanga one of the hardest to heal. But atumanishi pia ati hizo traumatic experiences that someone else ana go through hazitakuwa just as hard to heal from. Unaelewa? Because when you're healing from those traumatic experiences, kwanza ina depend kwanza what type of traumatic event was it? Was it your father alikuwa abusive to you? Was it like your family was just disjointed? Was it that wewe growing up ulikuwa una feel like you wanted to communicate effectively but unaanza kuwa shy, which now inakufanya una feel like you don't have confidence? All of easy vitu zina add up to how unaweza kuheal in the future. And then unajua like sometimes unapatanga some people who have trauma, unapata trauma ina pile on itself, inakuwa mingi, inakuwa kubwa. So unapata like let's say this person was shy, but then maybe in the high school, just primary, and people start picking up on him, atakuwa even more shy. Now confidence issues zake zimekuwa hit. Now unapata when this person, let's say if he's a guy and try to move up in life, hawezi, because atakuwa, let's say even in his dating life, atakuwa always like ako nyuma because hawezi feel like ako confident enough to talk with a lady. Then even let's say he gets a job, he still feels he's not confident enough to take like the roles of leadership which allow a person to get promotions. So but anabaki to the same place for 20 years at the same position. While other people walifanya nayo wanapata promotions and promotions. So it starts from venye wewe mwenyewe unafaa ku take your step useme yo okay, sikatai hizo venye umesema, hizo vitu zime happen. Yes, nitakuwa angry, yes nitakuwa na emotions, nitakuwa hapo hivyo attached, but najua mimi mwenyewe na deserve kuwa better. na deserve moving forward niweze kuseme this is not where I want my life to go.
True.
Ukweli, I did not control maybe some of the things that could have happened to me, ama even if I could have and I didn't, I still wouldn't like nijeke yo mzigo ya it's my fault. No, some things happen, but it's now how you respond to how hizo vitu will shape your character as a person.
Yeah, very true.
So unapata like now healing, now let's say now we talk about now some of our traumatic experiences, because tumesema like some of them hata unapata kuna physical trauma, like maybe if your parent was too aggressive with you, you had people who was just like always wanakutumia vibaya. Then there's emotional trauma, I think, which is one actually of the hardest ones to heal, because now ujui how deep that emotion is, because that emotion is tied to a memory. So it's like every time when you're having a cringe moment, that memory will always flash in your mind. So unapata unaanza kufeel tu yo anger, una feel like I should have done something, like I should not have been maybe either that weak, I should not have been maybe like I should have been stronger. You ask yourself so many questions, which inafanya una relive that moment in the present. So if now we just talk from now trauma, and now we go like how to help people deal with it and how to heal from it. How do you feel like as a person, would you advise anybody who is, let's say, going through trauma as a heal from trauma?
Kitu ya kwanza mimi nitasema mazee, trauma is real. Mtu asikuchoche ati hakuna hiki. Every day we are being exposed to something, we are going through something. Now if you want to make your healing process difficulty, kitu ya kwanza deny it. Ukideny it, that becomes a problem. Kitu ya kwanza, accept it. Accept mazee, there is a burning issue within me. There is an issue that is hurting me. There is an issue that truly is bothering me. I need pay peace. Internalize it. Feel all the feelings that you have to feel. And then after kuzifeel, don't act upon them. Because kuna sometimes utafeel kitu alafu nakwambia you're worthless. Just go jump, go kill yourself, or go drink, go do anything you need to do. But don't act on it. Find an outlet. Because umesha let an inlet, now we have to find an outlet. If there is no person in your circle that you trust enough to be vulnerable and to be weak before them, then find a professional therapist. Na check it. Find a professional therapist, go talk, release it, because hiyo ni kama venom. That's why unaona ni kama vile when a snake bites you. If something is not done quickly to get the venom out of your system, unapata the venom goes in and the venom kills you. Now sometimes, do you know, kuna vitu watu na feel like I am strong, and you allow just things to happen, you pile them, unasema I'm strong. There is that day tunaitwanga the breaking point. Now when that time comes, ndio unasikia mse fulani, unasikia bana, unasikia bana Benedict alifanya hivi bana. Benedict ameua demu fulani. Benedict amefanya hivi. Unajiuliza umse tulikuwa naye, umse ni aje? Because I used to pile things, allow things to pile in me. Na sasa when I get the opportunity to spit out that venom, ina come out, inakuwa catastrophic. So mi nitaambia mse, you are feeling it, accept it. Don't act on the feelings. Find an outlet. Find someone you trust, someone that you know will not judge you. And if you don't have that someone, find a professional therapist. Go talk to that person. Release everything. After releasing it, that which ambayo ilikufanya you feel that, you go through that. Do everything within your power to avoid it. Because every day we are exposed to things. Every day our minds, and especially when you are idle, don't be idle. And also another thing that also inasaidia sana, find a sport to do. If it is to run, if it's to jog, if it is to play football, do it. Because unaona, wakati you are doing an activity, you are releasing. and you are making yourself to refresh yourself and rejuvenate yourself. Yeah.
It should be noted that also you can also talk to maybe other people. It doesn't have to be people from your circle.
Yeah.
You can maybe find, let's say, people like spiritual leaders.
Yeah.
Maybe if you have, let's say, your pastor, someone you can trust. Maybe even if you had like a favorite family member, let's say your aunt and your
Yeah.
uncle, someone you can confide in.
Yeah.
You can also try and talk to those people.
Yeah.
Because as you've said, there's a lot of emotions that goes on before you get to that point of, say, you're healing. The days where you think you're going to be on the right path, but now utakuwa una feel sifai kuwa like nafanya hivi, like I think I should just go back to my old life. Unaona? Because maybe let's say you've been dealing with trauma as drinking for so long, and now you're trying to get healthy, but now you've surrounded your life is with people who now are forcing you back to that lifestyle. And everyone, let's say, goes through at a point where peer pressure becomes a thing.
Yeah.
So maybe you are finding that your friends are like, come spend time with us. And you knew that the thing that took you to drinking was your traumas.
Yeah.
But now you're healing on your traumas. So now you're also putting a stop to this coping mechanism, which is drinking. So I feel like even if you start your healing journey, you're supposed to be firm and just believe that you will get to your desired location, or you will be fully healed. Let me ask you, do you really feel like you can ever be fully healed from trauma?
Yes, there is a healing process, and it takes time. But if you are intentional to go through that process, there is a place where you get that you have peace. It's a place now where you grow. There are now things you don't allow to get under your skin. The process is hard. That's why many people sometimes quit on the way. Because let's say, like, for example, you are raped. This is something that if you are not intentional to let it go, you'll find now that's why you will see a woman saying, I will never get married. I don't trust men. Men are animals. But the thing is, we have to understand is that we have good men, like
one person's bad mistakes does not make everyone else
to be bad.
Is a bad person.
Yes, and also we cannot blame this person for saying that all men are evil, because what this person experienced is something that it's valid.
Yeah, true.
And we have to respect that. Though now, this person has to be intentional to say, I need to let this pain go. I need to find a way to heal myself so that I can experience the great and the beautiful opportunities that are there for me in the world. There are great opportunities for everyone. As much as there are moments of darkness, but I like the verse that says that though crying may endure for a night, joy comes in the morning. So I believe one can be healed from a trauma. And it's a process, it's a journey, but the journey is painful because there are things you will have to let go. There are ideas, there are beliefs you will have to let go. There are friendships you will have to let go, which is a painful thing to do. Because most human beings, we like to be in our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Something that disrupts our comfortability, we don't want.
As it says, as when human beings begin a habit, it's very hard to make them stop that habit.
Yeah. So for me, I believe, because I'm at a place where right now, there are things I have gone through in life. At that particular time, I could not sit with these people on the table, talk with them, or laugh with them, or even wish them well. But I'm at a place, I've gone through a process of healing, that I'm at a place whereby I can eat with these people, I can be there for these people, I can listen to these people, I love these people. So I believe, yes, one can overcome.
So we've come to the end of this episode. So to all of our viewers and our listeners, if you feel that you can't heal from your traumatic experiences, we hope that maybe this episode can help shed a light on whatever you're going through individually. you are not alone, first and foremost. You'll be amazed that there is someone out there who has gone through the exact same thing as you, and they have overcome it, and they are now living a better and more prosperous life, the life that you envision for your own life. So we hope that you might now start and take a more active role in your healing from your traumas and just from your healing journey in general. That you might now remove all that toxicity from your past, and maybe it's something that has just recently happened. Be able to remove that mindset from your mind and continue to live your life. You must also allow yourself to allow change to take place, because the truth is you're not going to live life the same way you did, but you will find a new path and you will move in life accordingly. So we've come to the end of this episode. I was your host Tony, and my lovely guest was
Benedict.
So please watch out for the next episode of Unfiltered Insights. Till then guys, adios.
Ciao.